Hello everyone of BCW. This is a questions and answers interview with Tigerloch.
Hello.
How are you, Tigerloch?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good to hear. Now, a few people have been asking questions about yourself,
Okay.
and it would be very interesting to know a bit more of an insight on the background of Tigerloch and what Tigerloch is all about. First of all, when did you decide you wanted to be a pro wrestler?
Well, I decided I wanted to become a wrestler is because it kind of stumbled upon me really. I started watching wrestling when I was a really young kid. I was about 7 or 8. The first time I watched wrestling, it was watching one of WCW's Monday Night Nitro programs. And then that's when I came across wrestlers like Scott Steiner, Sting, Goldberg, DDP, Mike Awesome, and it was just the energy that they gave into it, like acting-wise, characteristic-wise, and everything they did in the ring was what caught my eye, and that made me thought, oh, this looks so amazing. I could give this a go one day.
Who has been your greatest influence or impact in your life, though, outside of wrestling?
Well, while growing up, it's my parents, because they've always been supportive about what I've wanted to do when I got older, and of course my brother Aidan Gallagher as well, because like me and him have both shared the same dreams of becoming wrestlers. So we started in April of 2011. We just became a big impact from there. So it's mainly friends, family, and of course my missus that have had a big influence on me because of their motivation and their support that they've given me. So that's why I continue to do what I do.
Okay. You were saying about friends. I mean, obviously Aidan Gallagher we know obviously is your brother, but who is your closest friend in BCW?
Oh, that was actually quite difficult because like backstage I had quite a lot of friends. The people I get on with the most, of course, Duffman, Bill Duffy. It's like I had a match against him last week, and it was an amazing match. I just wasn't happy about the fact that the way it ended, because I feel like that I've cheated to that victory. So I spoke with Duffman after that, and I said one day I will owe him a rematch. Another guy I get along with is of course Todd, Too Big of Doom, because like he's the underdog of BCW, and because we're both pretty much at the same level, because we've both been training like close to the same amount of time, we just had a lot of common of what we liked about wrestling. And of course War, he's just one of the friendliest guys you'll ever meet backstage. Even though he looks big and he looks scary, like he's actually really nice backstage.
Since you've been in BCW, what has been your favourite match that you have seen in BCW?
I guess my favourite match that I've seen so far is probably, this is quite a tough one because there's quite a lot of great matches that have taken place in BCW, but I've got to say if I had to pick one, it's probably the match between Marcus Broom versus Carl Atlas in Doomsday in Netford, because it was a sold out arena and it was just amazing how they managed to pull off that main event match.
Would you say that's the best event of BCW as well, or have there been other events that have been better?
We had a lot of great shows that were pretty good, that had pretty good crowds. But I'd say Deptford was one of my favourite ones because it was a sold out crowd. The whole audience just got well into it.
What is your most favourite match that you've been in?
My favourite match that I've been in? Oh, this one's so difficult. As much as I hate to say it, I've got to say the best match that I've been in is against Stan Powers. Because like, as much as I dislike the way he acts towards the audience, like I do respect one thing about him, and that's his in-ring abilities.
Okay.
And yeah, he's really great to work with in the ring, but I just don't like the attitude he gives towards the audience.
Fair enough.
And especially when he pulls up this conspiracy thing, which I haven't got a clue what it is.
Well, none of us have at the moment. We're just waiting to hear and see about that. So who do you enjoy working with mostly in the ring?
Oh, what's the question again, sorry?
Who do you enjoy working with mostly in the ring?
Definitely my brother Aidan Gallagher, but besides him, probably Duffman, Bill Duffy. It's the reason being is because like he's been doing this for so many years, and it's just his profession in the ring. It's just so easy to work with him in the ring.
I mean, point of fact is really, I mean, with BCW going up and up and up at the moment, I mean, but is there anybody on the current roster that you would not like to meet in the ring?
A wrestler that I would not like to meet in the ring.
Anyone you're like maybe afraid of, or you feel that they're maybe a little bit overpowering to you or something?
Probably the only person that I would fear to be in the ring with is definitely Dean Morelli. It's because he is quite scary looking, and the amount of pain that he puts his opponents through every time he steps in the ring with someone, that's not the kind of guy you want to mess with. But there's a reason they call me the Black Stripe Warrior, because I never turn down a challenge. Depending on the size or how dangerous the person can be, then if he wants to challenge one day, then bring it on.
If there's any knowledge of your wrestling, back like we watched previously and things like that, but is there any match that you would like to see BCW take on board?
Oh, that is another difficult question, because there's so many good talents in the BCW roster, and there would be tons of great matches, but definitely one match that I really would love to see is a match between War versus Hades. Because
Two very big men.
Exactly, and not just because they're big men, because they're also brothers, and it would actually make a good match because the amount of times they've collided with one another, and just to see them go in the ring at least once, that would be a really great match to see.
You were stating earlier that you watched WCW when it was on. Also, did you ever watch the WWF
Yes.
at the time?
Yes. I started watching the WWF at the time. It was back in the year 1999. Well, I got into it because I played the PlayStation game WWF Attitude. So I didn't start watching the actual programs till 2000, which was the Royal Rumble 2000 was the first one that I saw.
So, were there any favourite wrestlers or growing up that you like wanted to be like, and people like that, or is it just basically you're settled on yourself, or is there anybody else that you wanted around you?
Well, basically, when I grew up, there was quite a lot of wrestlers that I got a lot into. The biggest influence in wrestling for me is Shawn Michaels, and the reason being is because he's just so passionate about wrestling, and he's just so energetic.
Is that what you liked about him?
That's what I liked about him, and it's just his in-ring skills.
He's a real showman as well.
He was just like he was born to do it. So basically, I influenced my career on him. So I'm just following him.
As wrestling has changed, obviously, over the years, and obviously now WCW has now departed, and you now have TNA, and now stepped in as well. Do you watch TNA at all?
I used to watch TNA, but I don't watch it as often. But I still follow up on what they do. I've just lost track of it. I've just never seen it in quite a while.
Okay, so what would be your best WWE event since it changed to be WWE?
Event-wise, I think the best event I've seen in WWE is definitely everyone's favourite, which is the Royal Rumble. It's the reason that I like that because every time when it's the time limit, and then they count 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way to 1, so you just have no idea who's going to come out next, and that's what makes those matches so exciting to watch.
So would you say that would be your favourite matches to watch on TV?
Definitely one of my favourite matches to watch.
Definitely to watch. Okay. And with your best event you have watched, you would say the Royal Rumble is the main event, not WrestleMania?
I do like WrestleMania as well, and I gotta say one of my favourite matches from WrestleMania is the 60-minute Iron Man match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
It was a very long, grueling match for both guys, and the outcome of it was very quickly finished at the end. But
I just liked towards the end how it just ended in a draw, and I thought, is the match really going to end like this, a draw? And then when the announcer announced saying the match will continue under sudden death, I thought, because I agreed, because there really had to be a winner. You couldn't just let it end in a draw.
If you had to meet someone in, say, WWE or big pro wrestling company, who would you like to meet?
Definitely Shawn Michaels.
And, what would you ask him if you met him?
I just meet him because he's had so many injuries back in the day, like his back injury, his leg injury, and the question I would like to ask him is what motivated him to come back to wrestling, because usually people retire at quite a young age if they has suffered a severe injury that takes him off. But he obviously had the confidence to actually want to come back to do this. So if I was to ask him one thing, I would ask him what made him confident and what made him motivated to carry on to do it.
Is there anyone you would not like to meet?
Anyone I would not like to meet? Not that I know anyone at the moment, but if there was one wrestler I would not like to meet, it's Abdullah the Butcher. The reason being is because the controversy with him and this wrestler called, I think he's called Devin Nicholson, because there's been a controversy where he bladed him or something, and gave him like a disease that made him retire from wrestling. So if there was anyone I don't like to meet, it would be Abdullah the Butcher.
Okay. So you are a fan now of the WWE still?
Yes,
or are you,
I still follow it.
Okay. And do you watch any other wrestling, like Ring of Honor maybe, or New Japan, or even British wrestling?
I do watch a few of those matches because I remembered a few of the wrestlers in Ring of Honor that used to be in WWE. Obviously they go under different names now, but I have watched a few British wrestling, but it's not mainly the wrestling stuff that I watch, but I only remembered one match which is probably the most infamous for, which is obviously Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. Because even though the match was so short, it was so memorable because it was two huge guys in the ring.
I mean, one more question I'd like to ask you.
Okay.
Where would you like to see the Tigerloch in the end of 2013?
Hopefully on top, where most of the top rosters are, because I just hopefully even before the end of the year, I hope me and Aiden could manage to win the tag titles one day, because it's been a childhood dream.
Is the tag title more your goal than
the tag
obviously
titles are our goal? Yes.
they're your title
Because
that you want?
yeah, because everyone always says the main title, like BCW title for example, is the main title of the company, but if there was a title belt that was more important to me, it would be the tag titles, because it's to accomplish the dream that I had with my brother ever since we were young kids.
Do you have any mixed feelings though about the tag team champions at present?
Like I said, I do like them for their in-ring ability. It's just their arrogance and their attitudes towards the audience and towards the other people in the roster, and especially towards Ben Lawrence. It's about this conspiracy theory. I just don't follow that at all. And plus, I've had a lot of history with Stan Powers in the past, and if he wants the challenge one day, then bring it on.
Fair enough. That concludes our interview. Thank you very much, Tigerloch, for your time. And you got a final message to your fans?
Yeah, Black Stripe Tribe, you wait. One day, me and Aiden will become the tag team champions. I promise you that.